Hello folks, Sean, Victorian Piper. Thought I'd do a little video for you today, just a short one to tide things over while we are in the midst of another lockdown and waiting for the Victorian town to reopen, which may be a little way off, at least a few weeks. So videos from me, yeah, they may not be too frequent and they're obviously not going to be particularly Victorian, but I'll try and get something out, something you may find interesting. Anyway, so here in Shropshire, and in fact the UK, we're in the middle of a really cold snap at the minute. Where we are, like I say, Telford, Shropshire, we've had quite a lot of snowfall the last couple of weeks. It had just about cleared away, and then this morning we had a really hard frost. To be honest, everywhere looked beautiful. You'd got that white, sparkly, effect over just about every surface. Reminding me very much of a well-aged flake and that lovely plume you can get. Anyway, but the day's gone on. I've been working throughout the day. Took Max out earlier and for a nice change because the temperature hasn't got above freezing today. So the ground was completely frozen. Which makes a nice change because, like I say, we normally come back, both Max and myself, covered in mud and filthy because he does like his long walks across the fields, despite only being a small dog. But with the frozen ground, it was quite pleasant actually. Very cold, but like I said, much cleaner. So anyway, I've come into my garage. It's dark outside now. It has started snowing again. And I think we're due some quite heavy snowfall overnight, so probably not going to be much going on tomorrow. Certainly won't be taking the car out, wouldn't have thought. We've got plenty of shopping in, so there's no reason to go out. Like I say, we are in a lockdown, so certainly no visiting or going anywhere interesting, sadly. So anyway, you'll have to forgive the coat and hat. It is a bit chilly in here, despite my heater being right next to me just there. It is quite cold in here. But the purpose of the video, as I've rambled enough, was I've basically got myself a late Christmas present. Now, just before Christmas, before the lockdown, and because we were in lower tiers here in Shropshire and in North Yorkshire, Amory and I went away for a few days up to North Yorkshire, and my intention was to try and find a pipe. I've been after. Well, I'd got my eye on a few pipes, but there was one in particular I was looking at. So I thought we may be able to get it while we're away. That'd be nice. But unfortunately, as is the state in a lot of the UK, we're losing an awful lot of tobacconists, which I've touched on a little bit before. And even for a city the size of York and the history of York, no tobacconists, no proper tobacconists anyway, which was a disappointment. We did go to Whitby, which is on the North Yorkshire coast. Beautiful little place. And if you're into your horror, it's supposedly Bram Stoker wrote Dracula while staying in Whitby, or he was at least influenced by the ruins of the abbey up on the hillside. I'll try and pop a picture up actually because it's a lovely place. But anyway, in Whitby, there is a proper tobacconist, and it's actually the Black Swan shop. They have a few shops around, and they've got a big online arm, so they're one of the UK's bigger online retailers. And although I did buy some tobacco in the shop, I did spend some money in there. Always worth supporting your B&Ms. They didn't have many pipes, and they certainly didn't have the pipe I was looking for. So we left North Yorkshire empty-handed. Now, pipe I was after, I've managed to find. It arrived today, and as I've already said, I've got my coat and hat on because it's quite chilly. But hat wise, if I had one to give you a clue as to what pipe or what series the pipe is from, I should have been wearing a Deerstalker. In fact, I do actually want to get a Deerstalker because it does fit in well with the Victorian theme if I'm a little bit more smartly dressed. So you may well have guessed it. And if I pick the pipe up from here, it is a Peterson Sherlock Holmes pipe. Now, I've got one old Peterson which you'll have seen many times in my Bliss Sil videos. It's the one I most often take with me, the full bent. That's quite an old one, I'd imagine from the 70s or 80s. It's a Republic of Ireland pipe, so it's one of the older ones. But anyway, it's a lovely thing and it smokes beautifully, and we all know the history with Peterson. That's such a huge name in the pipe business. So I've always wanted a nice new one. So yes, here's my new one. So it's beautifully presented. It really is a lovely box. I know boxes are boxes, but it's a particularly nice one. It's textured but anyway, this video is going to end up too long if I keep whittering on about stuff that's not the pipe. So here we go. Let's lean forward a bit. Comes with a beautiful, it's actually suede pipe bag. Very nice. And so here we go. Now, those of you who know me and have seen some of my videos, especially when I've talked about favourite pipes, I gravitate towards a particular shape, and this is the Sherlock Holmes series pipe in that shape. So there we go. It's known as the Squire bent bulldog, so very similar to my Matches 673, my Savinelli, which has very quickly become a favourite pipe, and also very similar to my favourite pipe, which is that black sandblasted Molina that you'll have seen in videos previously. Very, very similar. So anyway, this is a beautiful thing. Came from GQ Tobaccos in the UK. Like I said, I couldn't find one in any of the B&Ms I did actually manage to get to, and couldn't find one in the places in North Yorkshire. It's quite a big pipe in comparison to, not so much in its length, and probably looks fairly normal in my hand, but it's quite a wide bowl and it's reasonably deep as well. So I did bring in my Matches Tribute 673 for comparison. So obviously they're very similar in shape, but as you'll see on a size comparison, the Squire, the Peterson Squire, is considerably bigger, and the 673 isn't a small bowled pipe. So going to get some long decent smokes out of that. So as with all the Peterson Sherlock Holmes pipes, it's silver banded. Again, you can never get these things to, but it has got the Sherlock Holmes logo embossed on there, and it's also Peterson Sherlock Holmes on there, and the metal inlay of the P. It's a P-lip pipe, but then so is my old system standard, that old one I've got, so I'm fine with those. I know some people don't like them, but I've got no problem with it. So yes, I'm very, very happy with that. And so just to say, thanks to Sam at GQ. They had obviously this one on the website, but I didn't know if the pictures that they'd got were the actual pipe. So Sam very kindly pulled the pipe out of stock, took some pictures and sent me the pictures so I could have a good look at it. So very much appreciate that. And as Cass Piper Casty, for those who may have seen his recent video, he's also just had a new Peterson, also from GQ. Their pricing for these is very keen, the whole Peterson range, and this was no exception. So if you're after a new Peterson, go and take a look. GQ Tobaccos in the UK, and you should get yourself a nice pipe and a nice deal. So anyway, I'll leave it there. I'm going to load this up with Jermaine's Brown Flake, which I also had a top up in the same order from GQ. So that's going to be the first thing to be smoked in it. And I think I shall enjoy it very, very much indeed. So thank you for watching. Hope you stay safe. And if you're in the UK, enjoy being at home if you can. Anyway, thank you very much. Catch you next time.